Hello everyone, welcome to yet another session on carbon and its compound. So in the last session we understood what are the properties of carbon. Now in this session we are going to understand that what are the different physical forms in which carbon occurs. So first of all, let us understand how carbon occurs in nature. So carbon occurs in free state. So small amount of carbon occurs in free state, which includes graphite, diamond and Buckminster fullerene. So Buckminster fullerene has been discovered recently. However, most of the carbon occurs in combined form. So mostly carbon occurs as carbon dioxide in air, as carbonates, as fossil fuels and also as organic compounds like fats, carbohydrates and proteins. Now let us understand what are the different physical forms of carbon. Now we are going to understand yet another important topic, which is allotropes of carbon. So actually an element can exist in different physical forms and those physical forms are called allotropes. For example, today we are going to study about allotropes of carbon. So the first allotrope is diamond. So diamond is completely made up of carbon. However, its physical structure is very different to graphite, which is also made up of carbon. However, the properties of diamond and graphite doesn't match because of their physical structure, because of how the carbon are arranged in diamond and graphite. Now next is Buckminster fullerene. Now this allotrope of carbon is not so well known. However, diamond and graphite are well known, but Buckminster is not so well known. So the properties of Buckminster fullerene is still under investigation. So what can we say about the definition of allotropes? So the various physical forms in which an element can exist is actually called allotropes of an element. For example, carbon has the allotrope diamond, graphite, Buckminster fullerene. So these are the three physical forms in which carbon can occur. Now let us understand the first allotrope of carbon, which is diamond. So diamond is also denoted by the symbol C. Okay. So the first property is it is a colorless transparent substance having extraordinary brilliance. So जितने भी diamond होते हैं उनमें extraordinary shine होती है. Next, it is quite heavy and it is very hard. In fact, it is the hardest natural substance known. Talking about the third property, so it will not conduct electricity. I will shortly tell you the reason why it doesn't conduct electricity. Next, it is made up of carbon atoms only. This is very important point. So diamond is made up of pure carbon atoms. You will not find any atoms of different elements in diamond. It will be made purely with the help of carbon atoms only. Now how can we prove this? So in order to prove this, if you burn it strongly, it will release carbon dioxide gas and nothing will be left behind. So this confirms that diamond is completely made up of carbon, because if you will burn carbon, it will give you carbon dioxide gas only. Now let us have a look on the structure of diamond. So in diamond crystal, each carbon atom is linked to 4 other carbon atoms by strong covalent bond in order to form regular tetrahedron. So what do we mean by this? So we know that carbon needs 4 electrons in order to become stable. Now carbon will be sharing its valence electron with another carbons. So there are 4 carbons with which carbon will be sharing its electron. In this way, there will be no valence electron left with any of the carbon. So ये वाला जो कार्बन है इसने इन चारों कार्बन से अपने 4 वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स शेयर करे. सिमिलरली अगर हम इसकी बात करें तो ये भी ऐसे करेगा, ये भी 4 कार्बन से अपने वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन शेयर करेगा. एक तो ऊपर वाला हो गया और ये 3 नीचे वाले हो गए. सिमिलरली इस वाले कार्बन में भी ऐसे ही होगा. सो ऐसे करके ये स्ट्रक्चर हमारा बनता है और इस स्ट्रक्चर को हम कहते हैं टेट्राहेड्रॉन स्ट्रक्चर. सो दिस इज हाउ the carbon are arranged in the diamond crystal. Now the next is that a diamond crystal is a giant molecules of carbon atoms that are linked together by strong covalent bonds thus making the diamond structure very rigid. So the bonds here between the carbon atoms are actually very strong covalent bond. तो ये तो मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया था कि कार्बन और कार्बन हमेशा कोवलेंट बॉन्ड से ही लिंक्ड अप होंगे. सो these bonds are actually very strong, because of which the structure of diamond is very rigid. Now the next property, the compact and three-dimensional structure of carbon makes it highly dense. So the structure of carbon is actually very compact, matlab कि it is tightly packed. Carbon and carbon are tightly packed, because of which it is highly dense. Now carbon has high melting point and boiling point. So why this is? Because we have studied that carbon and carbon, they are linked with very strong covalent bond. Okay, so large amount of heat energy is required in order to break this bond, and that is why the melting point and the boiling point of diamond is very high. Now the next property, diamonds are non-conductor of electricity, and this is because every valence electron is used in order to make bonds. So we have discussed this before, that when carbon is joined with another carbon in order to form tetrahedron structure, in this way none of the valence electron is left. All the valence electrons are used up in order to make the bonds with the carbon, and thus since there is no free electron, that is why there will be no conduction of electricity. तो ये important है, ये question की तरह पूछा जा सकता है कि why diamonds are non-conductor of electricity. तो इसका आंसर यहाँ पे हमने mention कर रखा है. So diamond is used as a cutting and grinding tool. So as I have told you before that diamond is one of the hardest natural substance known. That is why it is used in order to cut glass or in order to drill the oil wells, etc. Next, it is used for making jewelry. So diamond jewelry are actually very famous. So why do we use diamond in order to make jewelry? This is because diamond have excellent shine. Sharp edged diamonds are used by eye surgeons in order to remove cataract from eyes. So diamond is also used by the surgeons in order to remove cataracts. So these were the three important uses of diamond. Now I have a question for you. How can we make artificial diamonds? Think about it and write your answers in the comment section. Now let us see another allotrope of carbon, which is graphite. So the symbol of graphite is also capital C, because graphite is also made up of pure carbon. The very first property is it is a grayish black opaque substance. Graphite is lighter than diamond. The third property says that it is soft and slippery to touch. The fourth property says it conducts electricity. So I will be telling you shortly why it is soft and slippery and also why it conducts electricity. Next, graphite is made up of pure carbon atoms only. तो graphite का पूरा structure सिर्फ carbon से ही बना है, carbon के अलावा कोई भी और उसके अंदर atoms नहीं है. That is why जस्ट लाइक डायमंड, अगर आप ग्रेफाइट को भी बर्न करते हो तो आपको वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस देगा एंड नथिंग एल्स. सो लेट अस सी द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ ग्रेफाइट. सो इन ग्रेफाइट ईच कार्बन एटम इज जॉइंड टू 3 अदर कार्बन एटम्स. तो जब हमने डायमंड के बारे में बात करी थी उसमें क्या था, एक कार्बन 4 कार्बन से जुड़ा हुआ था, जिसकी वजह से उसके पास कोई भी वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्री ही नहीं था. पर यहाँ पे क्या है, यहाँ पे सिर्फ 3 ही कार्बन से वो अटैच्ड है, एंड दैट इज व्हाई इट विल फॉर्म फ्लैट हेक्सागोनल रिंग्स. नाउ दीस हेक्सागोनल रिंग्स देन फॉर्म्स लेयर. तो एक्चुअली ग्रेफाइट के स्ट्रक्चर में होता क्या है, ग्रेफाइट का स्ट्रक्चर डायमंड से बहुत डिफरेंट है. इसमें क्या होते हैं, लेयर्स होते हैं, लेयर्स ऑफ कार्बन एटम्स, एंड जो ये लेयर्स हैं ये भी आपकी कनेक्टेड होती हैं with the weak forces. Therefore, a graphite crystal consists of layer of carbon atoms or sheets of carbon atoms. तो इसमें हम क्या करेंगे, इसमें we will draw hexagonal rings. तो हमने इस तरीके से hexagonal rings बनाएंगे और जो ये points हैं ये basically कार्बन को डिनोट कर रहे हैं. अब ये वाला है, ये ऐसे कनेक्टेड है. तो अगर मैं इस वाले कार्बन की बात करती हूँ तो ये वाला कार्बन 3 अदर कार्बन से कनेक्टेड है बाय कोवलेंट बॉन्ड, ये आप देखिए. और इसके बाद क्या है, 3 तो बॉन्ड्स बन गए और एक वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन है जो उसका फ्री है, तो एक इलेक्ट्रॉन इट इज फ्री टू मूव। अब जो ये लेयर बनकर आई है, ये लेयर विद द हेल्प ऑफ वीक वंडरवॉल फोर्सेस। तो वंडरवॉल फोर्सेस क्या होते हैं, ये आप 11th-12th में पढ़ेंगे। तो ये जो फोर्सेस होते हैं वो बहुत वीक होते हैं। तो इस तरीके से ये तो लेयर 1 बन गया, तो ऐसे ही आपका लेयर 2 बनेगा। सो इफ यू कैन सी हियर वी हैव layers of hexagonal rings. Hexagonal क्योंकि इसमें 6 sides हैं, 1 2 3 4 5 6, that's why we will say it hexagonal. और ये जो layers हैं इनके बीच में weak forces हैं, that is why it can slide over one another. Now the next property is that a graphite crystal is a very soft and slippery substance, and this is because various layers of carbon atoms in graphite are joined by weak forces. तो जितने भी ये layers हैं इनके बीच में अगर आप देखें, इनके बीच में जो ये फोर्स है जिनकी वजह से ये कनेक्टेड है, ये फोर्सेस बहुत वीक है, जिसकी वजह से ये एक दूसरे के ऊपर स्लाइड कर सकती है। जैसे आप एक हाथ को दूसरे के ऊपर रखकर आप उसको रब करोगे ना, तो वो स्लाइड हो रहा है आपका हाथ। इसी तरीके से ये लेयर्स भी एक दूसरे के ऊपर स्लाइड कर सकती है, एंड दैट इज व्हाई इट इज सॉफ्ट एंड स्लिपरी। नाउ द नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी, just like diamond, graphite also have a very high melting point. तो अगर हम इसमें बात करें तो एक कार्बन भले ही सिर्फ 3 ही कार्बन से अटैच्ड है, स्टिल जो कार्बन और कार्बन के बीच में कोवलेंट बॉन्ड है दैट इज वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग। सो लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ हीट एनर्जी इज रिक्वायर्ड इन ऑर्डर टू ब्रेक दिस बॉन्ड, एंड thus just like diamond, graphite also have high melting point. Now the next property, ग्रेफाइट आर गुड कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। तो ये ऐसा क्यों है, इसका आंसर इसके स्ट्रक्चर में ही है। इसका स्ट्रक्चर कुछ इस तरीके से है कि एक वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन हमेशा ही बचता है हर कार्बन से, और ग्रेफाइट पता नहीं कितने मिलियंस ऑफ कार्बन से बना होगा। तो अब आप समझिए कि कितने सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स उसमें हैं। So in that way it is a very good conductor of electricity, and that is why we also use graphite in order to make electrodes. So the very first use of graphite is that it is used as a lubricant. So actually क्या है कि जो graphite है it is soft. इसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि जो ऐसे मशीन पार्ट्स होते हैं जो हाई टेम्परेचर में ऑपरेट करते हैं, जिनके लिए आप ऑर्डिनरी लुब्रिकेंट यूज नहीं कर सकते, उनके लिए भी आप ग्रेफाइट को यूज कर सकते हो। मोरओवर अगर आप ग्रेफाइट पाउडर को किसी पेट्रोलियम जेली से मिक्स करोगे, सो यू विल बी एबल टू गेट ग्रीस, और इस ग्रीस को भी आप यूज कर सकते हो एज अ लुब्रिकेंट। नेक्स्ट, इट इज यूज्ड इन ऑर्डर टू मेक इलेक्ट्रोड्स। तो ये मैंने आपको पहले भी समझाया था कि ग्रेफाइट जो होता है इट इज अ गुड कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, दैट इज व्हाई इट इज यूज्ड इन ऑर्डर टू मेक कार्बन इलेक्ट्रोड्स इन ड्राई सेल्स। नेक्स्ट, it is used for making cores of a pencil called pencil leads and black paint. तो अगर आपको मैं बताऊं कि जो हमारी पेंसिल होती है ना, उसमें ग्रेफाइट और क्ले ये मिक्सअप होता है। तो ग्रेफाइट से तो आपकी जो पेंसिल है वो डार्क लिखी जाती है, और क्ले से आपको स्मूथ मिलती है। तो अगर बाई चांस आपने क्ले ज्यादा कर दिया तो आपकी पेंसिल इतनी ज्यादा सॉफ्ट हो जाएगी कि आप लिख ही नहीं पाओगे प्रॉपरली। तो इन दोनों का प्रॉपर मिक्सचर होना चाहिए इन ऑर्डर टू मेक पेंसिल लेड्स।
Now let us understand about the third allotrope of carbon, that is Buckminster fullerene. Now let us understand about the structure. So far we have studied about diamond and graphite. तो डायमंड और ग्रेफाइट ये बहुत जायंट मॉलिक्यूल्स है, इसमें n नंबर ऑफ कार्बन एटम्स अटैच्ड है। लेकिन अगर हम बात करते हैं बकमिंस्टर फुलरीन की, सो इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ 60 and that 60 atoms are connected in order to form a spherical molecule. So it is an allotrope of carbon containing clusters of 60 carbon atoms joined to form spherical molecules. Also, since one molecule of Buckminster fullerene consists of 60 carbon atoms, therefore its formula is C6. Now the second point says that the structure of Buckminster fullerene resembles to that of the football. So if you can see here, we have this ring of 6 sides, right? And adjacent to this ring we have another ring, and this ring consists of 5 sides. So basically it resembles to that of the structure of football. Here in football also you have a structure of 6 sides, and that is why it's a hexagonal ring. Similarly you have a structure of 5 sides, and that is why it's a pentagonal ring. and that is why we say that the structure of Buckminster fullerene resembles to that of the football. So these 60 carbon atoms are arranged as interlocking hexagonal and pentagonal rings, and thus its structure resembles to a football. Now next, the question arises that how we gave this name to this allotrope. So the name of this allotrope is on an architect, Buckminster Fuller. So this allotrope was named after American architect Buckminster Fuller, who designed the structure of dome-shaped halls. So that was the hall which was designed by Buckminster Fuller, and the structure of this hall actually resembles to that of the structure of this allotrope, and that is why we call this allotrope as Buckminster fullerene. Now the next thing, Buckminster fullerene is actually a dark solid at room temperature. Next, unlike graphite and diamond, Buckminster fullerene is a small molecule of only 60 carbon atoms. So I told you before that graphite and diamond consist of large number of carbon atoms, whereas the molecule of Buckminster fullerene consists of only 60 carbon atoms. Next, it is neither very hard nor it's very soft. Next, since Buckminster fullerene is made with only carbon atoms, thus if you are going to burn it, then only carbon dioxide gas will be released and nothing is going to left behind. The last point says that since it is a newly discovered allotrope, thus most of its properties are still under investigation. So this was all about the allotropes of carbon. I hope you must have enjoyed this session. I am going to meet you in the next session, in which we are going to talk about hydrocarbons. Till then, do follow us on Facebook, do subscribe and like on YouTube, and do see our latest post on Instagram. Bye bye and take care of yourself.